What's up, family? Do you ever sit down and dream of the idea that the United States government could get things right for a change? Nah, me either. Congress and lawmakers continue to screw up things every chance that they get, and the American people are the ones who have to suffer the consequences. And right now, we are on the verge of an economic cliffhanger if Congress doesn't get their act together. Guys, the deadline is around the corner, and we are talking about the government has needing to raise the debt ceiling limit. Yes, guys, if they don't do it, the American people could suffer major consequences. Right here, you can see from Senator Elizabeth Warren, she is saying that, look, the debt limit action needed to be taken by the middle of August. There are some concerns right now because it looks like nothing is getting done, in which Moody's is on the verge of downgrading our economy, which could even lead to more consequences if they are unable to raise the debt ceiling limit. For those that don't know, the debt ceiling is the maximum amount of money that the United States can borrow by issuing bonds. The debt ceiling was created under the Second Liberty Bond of 1917 and is also known as the debt limit or the statutory debt limit. And the U.S. government national debt levels bump up against the ceiling, then the Treasury Department must resort to other extraordinary measures to pay government obligations as well as expenditures until the debt ceiling is raised once again, which is exactly where we are at right now. The government, the United States, is about to run out of money, borrowing money, in which they need to raise this particular ceiling so that they can actually borrow even more money. Guys, we know that the government continues to screw things up, so why would we expect anything different this particular time? So anyways, guys, we just also heard from the Congressional Budget Office, or better known as the CBO, in which they actually commented on the issue of raising the debt ceiling as well. And the CBO projects that if the debt limit remains unchanged, the government's ability to borrow using extraordinary measures will be exhausted between the months of July and September of this year. And that is the fourth quarter of the current fiscal year. So again, guys, like I said, the government has run out of money and they need to borrow a little bit more. And like I said, guys, they continue to screw things up. We are seeing the national debt hitting all-time highs, which these particular numbers just continue to go up every single day, every single hour, every single minute. And as you can see right here in the top left corner, which is the United States national debt, is sitting above $31.5 trillion. And these numbers pretty much never go down because the government doesn't know how to do a budget. They don't know how to save money. All they know how to do is continue to keep spending and spending and spending money until they run out of it, in which that is exactly what's happened, and they need to borrow more money at this particular time. So, but the information that we have on the table right now is that negotiations are not even happening in regards to raising the debt ceiling. We just heard from Kevin McCarthy, which is the latest House Speaker, in which he stated that, look, him and President Biden are barely speaking right now, which pretty much shows the prospects of getting a debt ceiling deal on the table. And yes, guys, he actually sent a letter to President Biden this past Tuesday arguing that he is missing out on the action. He needs to go ahead and set up a meeting so that they can sit down and discuss what needs to get done in regards to having a debt ceiling deal on the table. And McCarthy says that, look, I am ready to offer you a budget, but I need to sit down with you. You have got to respond back. You have got to return my messages, President Biden. And so far, it sounds like from Kevin McCarthy that President Biden is not ready to deal with this as of yet, which, like I said, guys, the deadline is slowly approaching. And then we also heard from Kevin McCarthy, in which he is telling President Biden that, look, time is running out to negotiate the spending cuts as well as raising the debt ceiling, even if Republicans have yet to put forth a better plan on the table. And yes, like I said, Kevin McCarthy is standing by his word that President Biden continues to ignore him, in which time is ticking. Time is ticking, guys. So, like I said in the title of this video, you guys need to prepare. You need to prepare right now because the way things are going, guys, things are going downhill. They're continuously going downhill because, like I said, Congress and lawmakers on Capitol Hill continue not to get things right in this country, in which the American people, like you and I, we are the ones that suffer in the end. So anyways, guys, the United States is facing a potential disastrous default in just a few months, and the GOP, they are wanting major spending cuts, and President Biden has insisted that raising the debt ceiling should be a bipartisan thing, and it should not be tied to spending cuts or Social Security cuts or Medicare cuts. They should just get this thing done like they have always done in the past. Why are you trying to change things now, GOP? You need to go ahead and sign the law, get things done, get a deal on the table, and get it signed so that the American people don't have to worry about them failing the debt ceiling increase. That is exactly what needs to happen. But anyways, guys, McCarthy is warning that, look, if President Biden does not decide to sit down with me and discuss this to figure out what negotiations we need to do to get a deal on the table, there could be dire ramifications in regards to this. Yes, guys, House Speaker McCarthy said that, look, with each passing day, I am incredibly concerned that you are putting an already fragile economy in jeopardy and insisting upon your extreme position of refusing to negotiate any meaningful changes to out-of-control government spending alongside an increase of the debt limit, according to the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. So he actually put this information in the letter that he sent to President Biden earlier this week. But anyways, he also said that, look, your position, if maintained, could prevent America from meeting its obligations and hold dire ramifications for the entire nation. So give me a call, President Biden. So anyways, guys, like I said, we could be facing an economic disaster coming up very soon, especially as we see that these particular individuals are not even discussing things right now, let alone having discussions on a regular basis. But anyways, guys, those are what we are dealing with. It sounds like Kevin McCarthy is actually concerned about President Biden's actions in regards to not wanting to meet with him to figure out what needs to get done in order to get this thing passed before the deadline or before the United States runs out of money, which they are projecting that could happen anywhere between July and September. So anyways, guys, hey, what exactly would happen if the government, Congress, lawmakers are unable to raise the debt ceiling increase? Well, guys, right here we found an article that says these are the 6 consequences if the debt ceiling isn't raised. And yes, guys, the first one is that there will be a slashing of government services. This is going to include things like entitlement programs such as Social Security or Medicare or things like that. The second thing on the list is that the stock market and other markets could receive a huge sell-off in the U.S. Treasury bonds because of the high interest rates that are going on right now. And this could also include even higher borrowing costs associated with the government borrowing even more money. So that is another thing that could be a consequence if they are unable to get this thing done. And then the third thing that we have on the list, it could cause panic within the market, within the American people, because economists are fearing that interest rates are skyrocketing and debt holders are unloading their bonds. Hey, this could cause for the market to completely panic, which means that stocks could typically drop down, your 401ks, your money in your investment accounts, as well as your money sitting in your savings account at your local bank as well. So anyways, guys, the fourth thing on the list is that there could be a run of the money markets. And yes, some analysts are worried that a threat of default will cause a run of money markets, which means that a lot of individuals go to the banks and they want to get their money out. They want to feel safe by having their money at home in between their mattresses. And then the fifth thing that we have on the list is that gold could actually sell off, guys. I know this is one of the commodities that a lot of people like to own over different economic times. But anyways, guys, this could cause the price of gold to actually drop, which could also follow along suit with silver as well as bronze as well. So anyways, guys, and the sixth thing on the list is that it could have long-term effects on the economy, on the American people, on the government, everybody, guys, as well as global markets as well. So anyways, guys, this is nothing to be played with. We need Congress, we need Republicans and the Democrats to sign this on a bipartisan support effort to get this thing done very soon. Hopefully they don't wait till the actual deadline or like a day or two before the money runs out. We are hoping that they get this thing done very quickly. It could be a great thing if Congress and lawmakers are figuring out a way to get this thing done sometime in the month of April. But that could turn into an April Fool's joke, guys. But anyways, guys, hey, like I said, we are expecting an economic disaster if they are unable to raise the debt ceiling by the deadline, by the time that the United States runs out of money. So anyways, guys, you need to prepare, get your money, have your savings, have your emergency fund, things like that, and prepare for the worst and hope. Keep your fingers crossed that they get this thing done. Hopefully they do it for the American people. But anyways, guys, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a few ways for you to be able to support this channel, totally free to you, as well as you can also receive things like 12 free stocks from Webull after depositing like $1, or you can sign up for a Moomoo account where they are giving out 17 free stocks. But anyways, those are just a few. If you are interested, check out the rest of those links down below in the description. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.